ZTO Radio Flashback.
Scott has all of his father's old Playboy magazines.
And Penthouse.
And he was saying how he didn't know what exactly to do with them, like if you could sell them or where you would sell them or who you would sell them to.
Who I'm selling them to would be the part I would be worried about. Some like rich collector.
Yeah, that's who it would have to be.
Yeah, that would be good. But
I said that what he should do is free them to the wild, put them in the woods like any good-natured person would, so the children can find them. That's probably not a thing that happens anymore, that you just find porn like we did when we were children.
And with how old all this stuff is,
yeah,
you could probably subtly bring back the bush. Like it might start being cool again.
That might even be a thing, man. Ladies were growing out their armpit hair not too long ago as a fashion statement and dyeing it.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
So, yeah.
But you said you were the beneficiary of finding a box of porn one time.
Country kids, man. We were walking along the road. There was a box of porn. Probably about 6 or 7 magazines, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
One of them was a comic book, which was cool. I wanted to read it, actually. Yeah. But, you only got so much time to look at the porn.
Yeah, that's true.
Under the weird bridge.
Under the weird bridge, yeah, of course.
Well, that's what kids do. It's like a natural thing.
It is. It really is. I'm pretty sure I seen some of that.
Yeah.
What bridge was it again?
We did live within the vicinity that if you would have went down under the bridge and found porn, it was probably the same porn.
Yeah. My
country kids.
Backstory for that box is either a mother finding her sons or husbands, one of the two.
Right.
She's very uppity and religious.
Doesn't want it
and like
in her house.
It's in a box, and she took it out. And she just couldn't take it in her vehicle anymore. She's just like, I can't do this. And it just threw it out.
This is ruining our marriage, Jerry! Jerry, this is ruining our marriage!
That's why you don't love me? Because I don't look like these women anymore.
Listen, honey, I love your shape just as much as I love their shape. But I love your heart more.
Do you think about them while we're making love?
Oh, my God. No, of course I fucking don't think of anything. I'm trying to maintain control. I'm trying to fly this plane, goddammit. I'm trying to fly this plane.
Are they prettier than I am?
You are listening to ZTO Radio.
You are listening to ZTO Radio, Ohio's underground alternative.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of ZTO Radio. My name is Carrie Meyer, the ultimate indie fangirl, telling you what's good on the Ohio music scene. Now, tonight's interview pick, The Undying Obsession from Sydney, Ohio, was my group of choice. I was asked by Frank who I wanted to talk to, and these guys were the first ones that came to mind. Their albums, The Mission, Volume 1 and 2, is available on just about any streaming service you can think of, and they have live videos on their Facebook page, as well as a Zombie Takeover TV YouTube channel. But I've noticed that your lineup has changed a bit since I saw you guys at Romy's Halloween Bash, and you still got Mike here on vocals, Scott Hoffman, who we are missing currently. Hopefully he will join us in a bit. And then Nathan Johnson on bass. But you guys do have a new drummer.
Yes.
So, who is also unable to join us tonight, unfortunately. So who is it, and what has prompted the change up?
His name's Eric Moody. He's from Sydney, Ohio, and 29 years old, I believe. My daughter was in the band previously as the drummer, and she decided she wanted to pursue more of her dreams to become a professional musician, and she just went for it that way and said, we know we're not going to do that. So, I love the kid because she's my kid. Yeah, it was definitely hard to do, hard to take. She's a very good drummer, as you'll hear.
Oh, she's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, she is. She's a great kid, great drummer. Just felt it was time to leave. She fulfilled her promise to me. We wanted to jam at least one album. She did 2 for me. Did some great shows for us. So, yeah, I wish her nothing but the best, of course. But, yeah, now we got Eric in there. He's coming along nicely, getting gelled in with us, and we're going to start writing some new stuff, and it'll be good. It'll be good all the way around.
So what is she involved in any sort of project right now? Because I really hope she keeps drumming. She really is amazing.
Yeah. She'll keep drumming. She does some videos on Instagram under her own little moniker. She's doing she did some session work for a friend of hers, and she knows that Dad would kick her ass. Dad would kick her ass
if she gave up.
Quit drumming. Yeah, so she knows, and
that's awesome.
And I still plan on doing a project with her. I mean, she said, she would love to do a side project with me sometime, and I have some things in mind, and we'll get together again. We'll have a good time, jam it out. We like the same kind of music, and yeah, it's all good. It was just a thing she had to do. 21 years old, and she wants to shoot for the stars, and I'm not going to stop her from doing that.
That's awesome. Hey, we are joined by Scott. Can Scott hear us? Maybe not. Well, I guess a change in lineup while we're working on getting Scott in here. I guess a change in lineup. Every band goes through a type of evolution of sorts. But the name, I've always been curious. The Undying Obsession is a very interesting name for a band. How did that come about?
Well, actually, 2010, I was in another band at the time, and I started a side project, and Scott was my bass player I found on Band Mix, believe it or not. He was a bass player back then, and I was thinking of something about music when I was doing my side project. I said, I'm forever going to be obsessed with music. And I was trying to think of something that fit that. So I said, my obsession for music is undying. So it was actually Undying Obsession when I did the side project. It was 2010 to 2012. And me and Scott were in that band together. And it fell apart. And then all these years later, when we decided to do it again, I said, well, let's make it a little different. We'll put the Undying Obsession. Just because it's not the same. It was 2 out of the 4. But we said, we'll just add the, and it still means the same. It's the Undying Obsession of our love for music.
I really like that.
So
when did Nate end up coming in then?
It was June of last year, right, Nathan?
Wasn't that it? About a year now. Been kicking it with you guys for a year. Just
awesome.
Found Mikey through work, actually. We worked together, and he was looking for a bass player, and I hadn't played in a while, so he brought me back out of retirement.
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, I guess Honda has lots of talented people working there that we didn't know.
At least 2, right, Nathan?
Well,
3. Yeah, 3, actually. Our drummer works at Honda also. Our new drummer works at Honda also. He works with me in my department even. So I was the one that introduced him. I asked him to play, and it's working out. So
cool. So, and I also wondered about the significance of your album's cover art. Volume 1 was the church that looks kind of bombed out, maybe.
It's Notre Dame Cathedral when it burned.
Oh, when it caught fire. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then 2 seems to be a soldier on the battlefield. So is there any personal significance to either of those images?
Well, in my mind, the first one, we were just looking through images to see what we could find. And I thought, we're starting from nothing. We're starting over. So the burned out remains of a church. I said, well, we'll start there. It's like we're all from the ground zero, and we're building up from this. Hey, there's Scott.
Yay! We've got everybody. Hey,
Yeah, we got
our wayward member. is here. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're okay.
What is the significance then of the soldier?
I had asked people to look for cover art, see what they could find, and something that would fit the moniker of a mission. And actually, Hannah sent that to us. She said, well, this is pretty cool. He's on a mission he's going somewhere. He's on a mission with the soldier and everything. And we're all patriotic anyway. So I was like, yeah, that looks good. I mean, it was a cool picture. The meaning was to get something accomplished in, military and blah, blah. So it just fit. I mean, there's no real significance, like, designed with the songs or anything. It was just a cool picture, and
I think the
well.
mood fits it, though. The mood of the picture really fits it well.
Right.
All right. We are up to our first music break, and we're going to give the people a taste of what you guys do. First, we're going to play Before the Dawn by The Undying Obsession, followed by Johnny's on the Junk Again by BumFights, only on ZTO Radio.
Mistakes of the past, they will not haunt me now. I'm moving forward and I'm finally learning how to have enough of all the anger and the pain. It's time for me to accomplish everything. They say it's darkest right before the dawn. Been through hell and back, still I carry on. And all of the haters, they could not prove me wrong. Been through hell and back, still I carry on. I have no sympathy for those who lying down. I'm breaking through the walls that always kept me down. I just thank God, I thank God that it's not me who's trapped in a world of their own self-pity. They say it's darkest right before the dawn. I've been through hell and back, still I carry on. And all of the haters, they could not prove me wrong. I've been through hell and back, still I carry on, yeah. Still I carry on. They say it's darkest right before the dawn. I've been through hell and back, still I carry on. All of the haters, they could not prove me wrong. Been through hell and back, still I carry on, yeah. Still I carry on.
been a month into 2020. There's already been a whole year's worth of doomsday panic.
I'm a fighter, yeah. It's fight or flight, yeah. I fight despite desire the line and call me Spider, yeah. I'm a killer with the realest punches in the biz, yeah. This the big boy show, cause yes it is. With the brightest lights down, despite the town and break it down. Cause I'm a clown and run around with my bandana on him, like shining out and out and turn the camera on him, leaving all my luggage at the terminal. I'm terminal, you heard me now. I'm turning on the main street and turning on my music up the Tiger King of losing, cause the Rona, we are losing our minds, probably losing our life. People like sheep be walking around in a field all day. Daily lives mean nothing, stop fronting. This has never been fell far from the civil side of things. I see the good in you, you see the good in me. We all agree to disagree, but still nobody cares. Welcome to the apocalypse, still we rock to this. Stop the silence, I'm a monster, it's a mass murder, suicide, slaughter. Yeah, Santa ain't coming this year, so grab your sons and your daughters, stop fronting. It's the end of the world, kiss your girl goodbye. Welcome to the apocalypse, still we rock to this. Still we rock to this, still we rock to this. And we ain't never coming back from it. Bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. To the rhythm of the war, count bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums. Still we gather together like roaches in the dark among the madness. Sadness sweeps the nation. We are faced with fake news, hatred, work, pay the bills, disillusion from the radiation. Still we love the life we live lost, but we still give off energy, spitting at the enemy. I make music for the people, need a simple reason, see the simple side of things. I think I might die today. This the way we live, time to find peace with your inner self. Rest in hell, yeah, it's irrelevant. Rolling fat joints for the smell of it. Jealous of my elephant and elephant on the way to the meadow. Welcome to the apocalypse, still we rock to this. Stop the silence, I'm a monster, it's a mass murder, suicide, slaughter. Yeah, Santa ain't coming this year, so grab your sons and your daughters, stop fronting. It's the end of the world, kiss your girl goodbye. Welcome to the apocalypse, still we rock to this. Still we rock to this, still we rock to this. And we ain't never coming back from it. I feel like jealousy is the reason we about to go to war with our own nation. Who cares what anybody else be doing? Worry about your goddamn self. Don't be jealous of anybody else. Strive to be better than they are. We ain't got much time left on Mother Earth, so you better have fun while you can. I've come to the realization this nation is based on sex and slavery, racist hate, political remediation. It's about to go down. I'm about to throw down, stomping on the flow now. Slow down. It's the wild, wild west, up a vest, up hilltop, kill top, will not stop. Hip hop, Slipknot, yeah, follow me. I only got one rule. You got my back and I got you. It's time to come together. The people defeating the evil with circumstantial evidence, but who cares? So what's next? It's irrelevant. Screaming out loud, this is what you get. You created it, now lay in it. You better find peace with your inner self. Say goodbye to your loved ones, cause I'm ready to die. It's been a long road that we've been living. Now we start dying. 5G, gut, yo, Greek, all the gang. Welcome to the apocalypse. Still we rock to this. Stop the silence. I'm a monster. It's a mass murder, suicide, slaughter. Yeah, Santa ain't coming this year, so grab your sons and your daughters. Stop fronting. It's the end of the world. Kiss your girl goodbye. Welcome to the apocalypse. Still we rock to this. Still we rock to this. Still we rock to this. And we ain't never coming back from it.
And we are back with more from the Undying Obsession. So anyone who does anything creative is usually inspired by some sort of other creative force, whether it be an artist, a writer, a musician. So what would you guys say was the moment that it hit you, like you wanted to be musicians, like your aha moment, like, man, I want to do that too?
Anybody want to go first?
Yeah, I can. I think it hit me. I'd played for years by myself, jamming in the garage to CDs, playing along with everything. And one day I finally decided that I was either going to do something with it or hang it up. And Undying Inception had an ad. I can't remember what that was on, Mikey.
Band mix.
But bass. Yeah, they were looking for a bass player. I'm like, well, I played bass back in high school. I'll try out. Showed up with my guitar for tryouts. Got a bass, and that's been what 12 years ago, Mikey. 15 years ago.
10 years. 10 years.
And
yeah,
and I just transformed into the guitar player, and been fun ever since then.
Do you guys do you stay with guitar and Nate on bass, or do you guys ever switch it up or anything?
No, you could do that. You could try that though.
No, I can't play.
No, not brave enough.
Not at all. I've been a bass player since I was like 12, so.
Hey, stick with what you know. Well, you do a great job. So what was it that got you started then in music?
I mean, my grandparents were both musical on both sides, and it's just something that was always in my blood. And when I was about 12, my sister bought me my first bass, and I was like, "This is what I want to do." And just been stuck with it ever since. Can't give it up for nothing.
I feel like part of you is missing, probably.
I did. When I took time off from playing, it was hard. Giving up something you love and just trying to put it behind you. You can't do it.
So who would you say inspires your sound? Would you say any certain bands or certain players really inspire you guys?
For me, I'm a big Deftones and Tool fan, so they kind of, like, I love that odd time signatures and just those weird rhythms, but when I play more like Chevelle, kind of their bass player style.
What would you say, Mike?
For me, for our style, I think it leans towards Crowbar, Clutch, Danzig kind of thing. They're all three bands I love, and yeah, I think it's more of I call it hard rock with a sludge twist, but I really lean towards we've been kind of compared with Danzig meets Helmet meets Crowbar kind of thing, and it's like I'm okay with all of that. So yeah, I think that's where I know me and Scott are big Clutch fans, so we've always had that in the mix somewhere with Clutch.
What about you, Scott? How would you say you got your start?
I got a pretty big variety. I started out Leonard Skinner and Allman Brothers back when I was 4 years old. Could sing every song I knew or heard, and then it turned into Metallica. Big Metallica fan, and then I really got into Down, and then I got into Clutch. And I would say all those bands are a big influence, in my playing.
Now, I've only seen you guys play the one time, unfortunately, and that was at the Gromy Halloween Bash, and you bought all your little ones, and they were all in costume. I have got the cutest video of them all dancing around to the punk band The Misunderstood. And I know she got a huge kick out of that. All your little ones jumping around and dancing. And they really went wild when you guys were on stage. I know they're still young, but are any of the younger ones showing any interest in maybe following your footsteps or learning to play? I know a lot of them are very young yet.
Yeah, my two boys are. My oldest son wants to learn drums, and he wants to learn guitar, and he wants to sing. He wants to do it all. So.
Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can see that video
I made of your little ones just jumping all over the place. They were so into it. I was bummed. I didn't bring my son. My son was like begging to come with me. I thought he would think it was too loud. But then all your little kids were there having the greatest time, and I'm like, man, Because my son just turned 7 at that point. I was like, man, he had a great time with all your kids. So I'm glad to see that they love watching you guys play so much. They just, I can tell you guys are really strong influence on them in that way. So I'm glad to see that it's really a family affair with your music.
Yeah, I think, well, my daughter likes to sing a lot, so I think they just kind of like want to do what mom and dad does all the time, and thought it was a pretty good opportunity to bring them to the show and let them all see their dad play. And it's a pretty good setting for the kids. Keep an eye on them and stuff. So we had a good time with it that night.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was fun to watch them get into it.
Yeah.
Because normally that's not, you don't normally see little kids getting into punk.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see them expose that kind of music a little early on, really.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that brings us up to another music break. We are going to now play Miserable Existence by the Undying Obsession and Blood Hungers for Blood by Mississippi Bones with Scott Lawhun and Whinery, I hope I'm saying that right, from the album The Witch of Bulgy Holler, only on ZTO Radio.
You're never happy with your life. Never happy on the inside. Things stay the same, they never change. There was no one else to blame. On you nobody can rely. Sad truth that you cannot deny. Let this go on far too long. Miserable existence, life gone wrong. Demon that you face, pull you in. Demon that you face, keep you in. Demon that you face, pull you in. Demon that you face, keep you in. Cold, heartless bitch you'll always be. That's all anyone will see. Damn to a world of yourself hate. Land of illusion you create. Demon that you face, pull you in. Demon that you face, keep you in. Demon that you face, pull you in. Demon that you face, keep you in. They keep you in. Miserable existence. They keep you in. Keep you in.
A book, huh?
Well, I guess that means you boys can read.
I guess that means that you saw the signs outside of town there saying surrender your firearm. But like you told young Andy here, you're not armed, are you, Bob?
I felt that aching since I was young, a thirst resting down deep in my bones, a desire warm and thick, the taste of life flowing past my lips. They say love sustains while evil corrupts, but in the end blood hungers for disgust for me that you had. Let that heart pump your fear and hate. I'll drink them both as they flow from your veins. I say, love sustains while evil corrupts, but in the end, blood hungers for blood.
ZTO TV's Unfiltered Flashback.
We're at Romies. We're going to do something musical. We're going to talk about concert experiences. In our padded room.
It is
carpeted walls.
Just feel the
when life gets you down, just smoke a Jeffrey. Stroke furry rolls. Stroke furry rolls. I don't know. That's what comes. I don't think you've even seen that. Anyways, let's get missing out. Concert experiences. Concert experiences. Ken says he really has no real memorable ones. I have a few.
He said they were all fun.
They were fun. Yeah, I just don't have one that sticks out.
I have one that sticks out mainly because there's a thing where Josh Palmer has a hatred for Ashley Morrison. And back in the day, me and Ashley were at a show and we were watching from a second-story window, and their singer stood up on something and jumped. And when he jumped, he kicked Ashley Morrison right in the fucking face. And it was hilarious because she gets really fucking pissed off about shit. And she does not let it go. But it was hilarious to me. So that was a cool concert experience there.
So basically what you're telling me is Josh Palmer needs to watch out for Ashley.
No, she isn't going to do nothing. She
don't give a fuck.
She just will rant about it for the rest of the day and act
Yeah, and then she'll forget about it.
But,
and we still love her. Love you, sis.
But then my other big one was also Ashley getting her face punched in by a girl while watching Every Time I Die. Because we had a chick that, like, she was seen at different concert locations, like in Detroit and Cleveland and Toledo, all over the place, and she was always starting fights. And she just came up behind me and pulled my hair and yanked my head back. Well, I didn't even know who it was. I turned around, I was like, what the fuck? Next thing I know, we're scrapping and scratching each other. Luckily, I just had a scratch marks down the side of my face.
Like a cool, sexy scratch mark, like...
I gouged her eye or something like that, but then we got tore apart so fucking fast. Guys, stay off of girls for a few minutes and let us fucking scrap for a few before you fucking come in there and try and tear us apart. If we're already in the scrapping
ready
thing,
to fight.
Ooh, it fires me up. It fires me up because if we're already in there and we're scrapping at each other, like just let it go for a little bit. Let us get it out.
I mean, anytime I see girls fighting, I let it happen.
For that. Like,
if you punch me, I'd butt punch you.
And the whole time you're pulling me away, I'm probably gonna be yelling shit at that girl the whole time. Like,
well,
I'm that chick.
Fights go. A lot of fights end up just...
We just got tore apart real quick, and I went back to my thing. She took off. Anyway, she came back, fucking beat the shit out of Ashley's face. Like, I looked over, she has her down on the ground, is beating her. Ashley never even seen her face. Not once. And then the guy standing
punched the fuck out of her.
Yeah, and then the guy standing next to us seen what happened and socked that girl in the face. And she took off. So that's my fun concert experiences. And then I watched Dillinger almost set the
God, you gotta watch
ceiling
Dillinger.
of the grog shop, I think, on fire. And the keyboardist, of course, the man at that show also broke his keyboard in two. So those were exciting experiences there. I had plenty of other ones. Like I punched a guy in the face.
Have you ever crowd surfed?
No, I punched a guy in the face at a show. And what else? Oh yeah, Slayer. I tried to get somebody to put me up on their shoulders to let me, because I was like, I have to show Slayer my boobs. I was up in the front. I was like, I'm here, I'm watching Slayer, gotta show him my boobs. But I couldn't find a guy who would put me up on their shoulders to let me do it. Yeah, right?
Really?
Right?
Like, dude, I'd be like sitting here like, okay, I'll have you on
I'm
my
pretty
shoulders.
sure once again Ashley was with me. She was my concert partner.
What did she like?
But she even said she wasn't gonna lift me. I was heavier than she was. But she even was going up to guys like, hey, will you
put her up so she show her tits. Put her up so she show her tits. Come on, guys, titties.
Right.
Tits.
They're like Slayer.
Slayer. Tits and Slayer.
There.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so I never did show my boobies to the guys of Slayer.
You should have.
Whatever.
I would have just done it down there and I'd be like, put my tit out and shit and start rubbing it. And
I'm a lot
licking my
smaller
nipple.
than everybody else in that crowd. Like, they wouldn't have gotten seen. I would have been flashing somebody's back. No one would have even noticed
Pushing
those
it up
girls'
on
boobs
there.
out. No one.
See, every time I see titties at a concert, I start to chant titties, titties.
Ozfest, girls just like walk around naked, just covered in paint at Ozfest from what I remember. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to Ozfest.
How
That was
old were these people walking around?
The one was a huge person who should not have been at all naked, completely covered in like body paint, just naked, walking down the fucking steps. And I was like,
Jiggling.
oh my gosh, like, whew, not need to see
Concert,
that.
I mean, sometimes, that's where I got one of my favorite t-shirts is at what was that, Mayhem Fest a couple years ago. My Guilty of Being White shirt. How about that? I mean, the lady that sold it to me said, this is so wrong, I shouldn't sell it to you. It was a heathen shirt. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And a lot of my concerts experiences, none of them are really epic. Like, I never got in fights. I moshed, crowd surfed. I crowd surfed to Oasis. Imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah. Who the fuck
Yeah,
crowd surfs to
too.
Oasis?
I'm too afraid to crowd surf because I feel like girls that crowd surf probably get molested.
They're gonna get-
They do.
Yeah,
you get
they're
fondled.
I feel like I'd have
I
a finger
fondle.
in
When
my
they come
vagina.
over and that butt's right in my hand, I'm like, hey, firm.
I swear, if a girl has shorts on, there is some guy out there that's
There's
going
a
to try and
finger.
get that finger in there.
It's
And next thing you
going
know,
in.
you're like, hey, I feel something in my vagina. Who is it?
There's a whole crowd of people. It could be any of your fingers.
Which one of you dudes?
Which one of you dudes have fingered
Or
me
girls. One of you got your finger in my vagina.
today? Get it out of there. You didn't even trim your nails. I can tell.
That's why I don't crowd surf, right?
Well, I mean, for a guy, we don't get molested. I mean, when I go up there, I had to get like 3 big dudes to throw me up. When I was like, hey, put me up, the dudes looked at me and they were like, like, you're a big motherfucker, come on. I mean, how did you get up on the crowd?
No, I was in front. They put me in the back.
I'm like, fuck you.
They just wanted to move. Get the fuck out of here.
You're too tall for the front.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I went down. I couldn't get back to the front either after that.
See, when I crowd surfed, I went from the back to the front, up to the front of the stage, like right next to the band. The security's all rushing me out.
There was one time I can think about that I had a memorable experience. It took me some time thinking about it, but it was at a Taproot concert, and I was front stage. I waited like the entire night and just waited for everyone to leave their spots so I can just inch up a little closer to the stage. Finally, I got center stage, right in front of what's his, I forget his name, but
I get it.
Yeah, lead singer guy, and I'm upstage. I got my camera out, and I'm like, video recording him and stuff, and taking pictures. And he like reaches down and he steals my camera. He takes my camera and like snapshots everyone and snapshots himself, and he snapshots me or snapshots me, whatever. Snapchat. Yeah, like that back then. And he gave it back to me or not. And I remember like he like took my camera. I remember one of the shots was like this a shot of like him grabbing my camera, and it was like of his like sleeve of flames and everything else. And it's on my Facebook. Check it out.
Check it out.
Look at those.
Facebook.
Oh.
Check him out. But don't say you checked it out when you see him in real life later. Just be like, yeah, he's lived a cool life. I don't know him.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
And we are back with more from the Undying Obsession. The night that I saw you guys at Gromy's, you were all definitely in the Halloween spirit with the costumes. But I gotta say that, Scott, that Captain Spaulding makeup that you had on that night was so good. I was so impressed with the job that you did with that. I really was. And you even had the Captain Spaulding, the fried chicken and gasoline t-shirt, which I absolutely loved. Are you guys into horror movies at all?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to be Captain Spaulding for quite a few years, just never pulled it off, and I gotta thank my wife for.
Yeah, that makeup was just so cool.
I think I had 3 girls at her salon, all doing my makeup and shaved my head that day and everything just for that. So it was fun.
And Mikey and his Uncle Fester. That was cool.
Yes.
The robes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
You even had eyeliner on, too, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
If I remember right.
The whole deal. Shaved my head, shaved my face, everything for that one.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a fun night. So you guys are fans of that kind of stuff?
I am. Yeah, I am big time. I love the double.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
I'm 50-50. I'm more into just like Nightmare Before Christmas type Halloween stuff.
Oh, okay. The tamer stuff. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though. That's a good pick. So the other two here, Scott and Mike, what would you say your favorite era then is of horror?
Of horror movies?
Yeah, like, are you more of a modern take? I mean, obviously with Captain Spaulding as your costume choice,
Yeah, that's
you're
right.
good with modern
I mean,
takes.
I can't say like Jason or Freddy Krueger anymore because I watch that stuff now. It seems lame as hell. But I would say more the Devil's Rejects era. Those kind of real good gory ones.
Right. I mean, you gotta give 80s horror, though. That's pretty much the epitome of practical effects. Before computers and everything came in, they had to work what they had, in the physical sense. So I say right there, I think, is where they really perfected the horror genre with gore. But you're right. The other stuff, it throws in a lot more realistic, because the more modern stuff's more realistic because you do look at the other, 80s stuff, and it can be kind of hokey in a way comparatively.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to find films from the 80s that really do stand up. I mean, some of them do. Like, I feel The Lost Boys really stands up. But you're right. Some of the later Jason movies with the bad puns before he kills people, that kind of stuff gets kind of silly. But I think, though, when you look at special effects, I believe that the 80s are the pinnacle of that.
Right. Yeah, I like more of the gore stuff myself. I like the Saw, the Hostels, stuff that just shows dismemberment and pain and the gore. I'm not so much as the horror, I guess. I would say it's more of the gore. I'm more of a gore fan than a suspense fan. But I do love the Saw. I love all the Saws. That was probably my favorite, actually.
So, have you guys been watching horror movies in your time off? I mean, what have you guys been doing on all this virus craziness to keep busy? Is it hard? Do you find it hard to be creative in this kind of environment?
I do. I think it's distracting with all the stuff you got going on. You're so nervous and worried about everything that's happening, and then you're either mad or you're sad and it just takes up a lot of your time. But I've also been creative, since the last couple weeks. I've started writing again. There's a couple songs I've written so far, and hopefully they'll translate when we start getting continuous practices again, and I can get the songs out there and see what they can do with them. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'll say I caught up on some. I can't even tell you now what I binge watched. Most of it was probably conspiracy stuff at the beginning, but I will say that it has been tough to try to pay attention to stuff because I don't know what to believe or anything like that. So I haven't really watched a whole lot of TV. I've just been busy doing other stuff,
So much contradictory information out there. And you're right. You get to the point where the CDC says one thing and then something completely different the next day. And it's like, wait, you were just telling it was dangerous. Yes, it can be transmitted by touch. No, it can't. So, and it's hard to know. Should I be worried? Am I being too lax? And my household's been going through that quite a bit. A lot of my family all have differences of opinion on whether this is something to be worried about or not. So I feel like this is causing a lot of stress on a lot of people. So I'm glad to see, though, that you guys have been able to persevere with your sanity intact.
Yeah, it's been tough.
I've been working the entirety of this time, so I don't know about the rest of you, but that helps to have some sense of normalcy and routine.
Right. I was just glad we got the stuff recorded before COVID hit. That was a big thing for us. I mean, we went to a local place because he was booked out into late April. So if we would have waited, we would have had to probably wait till now to record. So I mean, in that respect, I guess we jumped the gun a little bit, which is good. So we got it recorded and got it out, and so that's one plus, I guess, that we got lucky with that.
So it probably would have been out even sooner if the virus would have thrown the world into a panic.
No, it probably would have been later because we recorded in March, right before it hit, the week before it hit. So during that, but where we were going to go record was we were scheduled for like late April. So he would have had to push us back to probably just now to get recorded. So we beat the COVID deadline, I guess you would say, and got it recorded. And then the guys mixed it at their house because we weren't allowed to go there. So they mixed it on their own. We traded notes back and forth until we got what we were happy with. And then it was about a month, and then we could release it. We released it early May, and we waited on the distribution to go through. So, yeah, it's been out, 3 weeks now, something like that. So, yeah, it could have been a lot longer. I'm just glad we got it in.
Awesome. Yeah, I am too. I was very excited the day that you guys put that out. I made sure to repost that as soon as it was out, and I listen to you guys on very heavy rotation on my Spotify playlist. So you definitely have got a big fan in myself. So I guess with COVID kind of throwing a wrench into any kind of plans that you guys would have had for later on this year, do you have any shows planned or anything like that that hasn't been canceled or rescheduled or anything like that?
No, we don't have anything scheduled at the moment. Working with the new drummer. I'm hoping to get out this summer, but nobody's hardly opened yet. I don't know what the guys, we had talked about playing campground, something like that, to look kind of a light show to start out, but we never scheduled anything yet, and we're playing it by ear. I'm hoping, if we could get a set somewhere, that'd be great, but we just haven't really heard of anybody that's having local bands play yet. Hopefully that'll change here in the next month or two. So
I know Harry's is going to have something next month, towards the end of the month. So I was hoping that you guys may have had something, pushed out later for the year. Did you guys have anything scheduled that was canceled or anything? No, you didn't even.
No,
well, that's good.
We were working on our CDs on we were trying to do and get it out before we started playing again, and then all this happened. Now we got a new drummer. Now we're kind of anxious. I know I'm anxious to get back out because now we've kind of got a little bit different sound with the drummer now. So he's learning all our stuff over, So
that's great.
It'll be exciting.
Well, a fresh set of ears is always good.
Yeah.
So he's probably putting his own twist on what you guys already had previously done. A little bit.
Yeah, he sure is. I don't know if I've ever heard two drummers play the same. So yeah, he's actually doing a pretty good job doing his homework, learning the stuff, and we've been having some pretty intense practices, just me and Nathan and Hitton and Eric, and been trying to hammer out at least 2 songs every practice, of our stuff, and then we've been working on some cover songs too.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about cover songs? I don't know that you played any when I saw you play at Gromies, but do you guys have a cover that you guys enjoy playing?
I mean, as far as being an original band, I've always felt like I didn't want to cover somebody else's song being an original band writing our own stuff. But actually this new drummer's kind of brought it to our attention, so he's like, and we've kind of had a couple in our back pocket, just kind of always wanted to work on but never have. So we've got Crowbar Led Zeppelin version of No Quarter, which is sounding pretty good. We're doing Them Bones. We've been working on them 2 right now, so we got a couple more too we're working on. One's a Clutch song and one's a Nirvana song.
Nirvana? That's an interesting twist.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my choice.
Yep.
Cool. I like that because it'll be interesting on to hear what you guys do with it. And especially since Nirvana is so well known, that'll be cool. That'll be really interesting.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right. We're going to play another bit of music. What is up now is Never Forgotten by the Undying Obsession and Room 64. by the voice of God, only on ZTO Radio.
You may be gone, but you're never forgotten. You may be gone, my friend, never forgotten.
Passion-rated. Passion right the fuck in. Passion-rated. Passion right the fuck in. Passion-rated. Passion right the fuck in. Passion-rated. Passion right the fuck in.
Let's get into this bracket. Let's go down the bracket. Okay. Here we go. Up first. Tell me now.
Boxing your nose, Ray. I'm boxing your nose.
You almost made me spit that out.
So, the first match we got going up here is Beetlejuice versus Burt Gummer from Tremors.
Oh, Lord.
Beetlejuice.
Bert's got a lot of guns. Do guns matter to Beetlejuice?
Did Beetlejuice?
He's already dead.
Has he ever killed anyone?
Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was evil. That was his whole thing, remember?
He could.
Yeah, but did he kill anyone?
I don't think they ever say why he was in hell.
Could he kill him? You know, Bert.
yeah.
I mean, Bert's going to shoot.
Yeah, does
I wanna go
Beetlejuice have the ability to kill?
He just seems like a dirty drunk to me.
Well, he's a ghoul, that's for sure. I gotta say,
I don't know.
Bert will blow him away, but will it matter? He'll just keep coming back. He's already dead. I don't know. I'm saying Bert.
Yeah, Bert.
I'm going
Fuck
Bert.
you, I'm sticking with Beetlejuice.
I'm going Bert.
Okay, so let me put that
Michael
in there.
Keaton. How about Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. I think we know he would win at all of the battles. Up next, Carrie versus the Wishmaster.
The Wishmaster.
Yeah. What do you
Carrie.
say? Carrie?
Definitely Carrie.
The Wishmaster kind of relies on someone making a wish.
Oh, that's true.
So
it's right there in the title.
I'm saying Carrie.
Yeah, I think I got to go with her too.
All right. I get this now. Now this is everybody against Ray. That's fine.
That's what it is. That's why we had you on.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Whatever my first. Now I'm going to wait and see what you guys pick.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Up next, we have Warlock versus Sutter Kane from The Mouth of Madness.
What in the world,
Warlock.
Frank?
The Warlock, Julian Sands, against who did I say? Sutter Kane. What are Sutter Kane's abilities? I think you have to.
He has the ability to create a universe.
He does.
Or destroy one.
I mean, what? Warlock. I'm going Warlock. Because I know
Yeah.
Ray's going to go Sutter Kane.
No, me too, Jason. Warlock it is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I
I'm
gotta
with
say.
you. Because Warlock, to me, he's more magical. So he might have extra stuff.
That's a different show, Ray. That ain't this show.
Okay.
He's magical.
I'm gonna say Warlock too, so we'll move him forward. Ken, did you agree with that, or did?
Oh yeah, I was the first one to say Warlock.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Yeah.
Up next, we got two werewolves. We have Reverend Lowe from Silver Bullet and Ginger Fitzgerald from Ginger Snaps. What do you say?
Reverend Lowe.
Reverend Lowe.
Agreed.
I'm gonna say Ginger, but it doesn't matter. Just because if you look at the werewolf pictures side by side, she looks way more vicious, I think. I don't know. Oops. Wrong one.
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch. She's a lover. Up next, two vampires, Radu from Subspecies and David from The Lost Boys.
David.
I never seen the other one, so I'm going to have to go David.
Yeah, I don't know who Radu is.
He just has long fingers.
Okay.
He's also he has the Bloodstone, which makes him very powerful. I'm gonna vote Radu, but it doesn't matter.
Next.
Next up, Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man versus Vigo the Carpathian.
Vigo.
Yeah, Vigo.
Same.
Yeah, can't beat that evil.
Can't beat that.
Command
Okay,
me,
now
Lord.
this was one that was added just because my cousin Sean didn't give me any shit. He kept giving me shit about it. John Kramer from Saw, that old cancerous man,
Yeah.
and Mr. Slauson from Tourist Trap. That's the closest I could come to matching him up with somebody that was.
That's a good one.
Have you guys seen Tourist Trap?
No.
I have.
Okay, he's Ken. I'll explain it to you. He's an older man who's more able-bodied than John Kramer, who sets up a lot of mannequins and is one. I don't know. There's magic involved somehow. Can't really explain it. But what say you?
I'm going to go Kramer.
Elaborate traps.
I mean, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm going with the dude from Saul because he could get people to kill for him.
That's true.
Well, he's on his way.
Set traps.
He definitely.
He's definitely on his way to die. So what does he have to lose?
He definitely has a production team also. I mean, okay. Now this is where I'm going to bring Pinhead into the mix. Current champion. He's going to go up against Burt Gummer.
Burt
wins.
I mean, he does.
I just want Pinhead to be out of it. So Burt wins.
I got to say Pinhead. I mean,
Pinhead wins.
Yeah, he wins that one.
I'm sticking with Burt.
Pinhead, the bracket that Pinhead came out of is not going to. He's not going to be taken down by Burt.
That'd be a fucking anomaly.
Yeah,
I say he can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's 2 and 2. So what are you going to do now, Frank?
What do I do? Flip a coin or something?
I don't even have a coin.
I don't either.
Who has a coin?
Yeah,
I do. I got a matchbook. I'll flip that.
There you go.
Thank you or American flag? What do you say?
Thank you is Pinhead.
Thank you's Pinhead. It's Pinhead.
Of course it is.
He controls everything, so he probably controls it. Up next, the Carrie versus the Warlock.
Carrie.
Yeah, I'll go with Carrie.
I gotta say Warlock.
I think it's Warlock too.
Damn. So what do you got? We got Thank You. We got American flag. Which way are we going?
American flag.
Yeah. Okay.
American flag is Carrie.
Yep.
She's American.
Thank you. So Warlock moves on through.
You guys trust him?
No, I don't, because it's out of
I'm
his
on his
brain.
side, and I don't
Thank
even
you.
trust him.
I trust him.
Why would I lie? What do I have to win here?
He's not going to rig anything that doesn't have something he can gain from it.
I got a quarter here for the next flip.
Now this is a good one. Reverend Lowe versus David from the Lost Boys. It's a werewolf.
It's vampire versus werewolf.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good one.
Lost Boys.
I mean, the werewolves are protectors of vampires, right?
Are they?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
So, yeah. So I'm going to say that they're more badass if they're the protector. So I'm going Reverend Lowe.
This is a tough one, man. I mean, Reverend Lowe's pretty badass in that, so I'm gonna go with Reverend Lowe.
I think I gotta say, I don't know, man. There are very specific ways to kill both of them, so it's like I don't think either one of them are gonna figure out.
All I can do is throw a chew toy, and the other one runs. So,
I mean, Reverend Lowe in Silver Bullet kills an entire group of like Vietnam guys. You know,
that's true. I'm going Reverend Lowe. So does that mean that he wins?
Randy convinced him.
So he wins, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Vigo the Carpathian versus John Kramer from Saw. What a battle. I don't think John Kramer can handle this situation. This is a guy in a painting. Unfair. He's in a magic painting. I mean, can't run him through your trap house, you know.
Yeah, Vigo.
Yep, Vigo.
Yep.
Okay. We only got a few more matches here. Let's get back to Pinhead. He's going up against the Warlock, so this is a good one. This one might, sway the tables for our champion. Who has more power?
Pinhead
does.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Pinhead.
We could always just flip it on this and, we could flip it on the matchbook and see what happens. But I got to say Pinhead,
Yep, Pinhead.
Unfortunately.
If he
Can
wins
no
the
one beat
second
him?
bracket, it's going to be amazing.
Reverend Lowe versus Vigo the Carpathian.
Why is Pinhead even in this bracket? He won the last one.
I added him to the tournament. I wanted him to come in later, but I couldn't form the bracket.
Disqualification. I'm calling disqualification.
I thought seeding him in the
point
second.
Of brackets, the point of brackets is to eventually pair up the champions.
Right, which I think we're about ready to. I mean, Pinhead is the champion. He's the champ. Who hasn't he beat? He's the winner.
I just wanted to crown a different winner.
Well, we might. Reverend Lowe versus Vigo the Carpathian.
Vigo.
Yeah, Vigo.
He's got a lot of power. I got to say Vigo.
I'm sure. Yep.
Okay. So you know what the last match is, right?
Vigo and Pinhead?
Yes. This is a good one. There's a good chance.
They're both kind of hell priests in their own way. Vigo.
What's he doing? What's Vigo doing? What's he doing to?
He's got a river of fucking slime rolling again. He's trying to get babies.
So you just stay out of it.
He's the literal incarnation of evil.
Yeah, I don't know how they would cross paths, but let's just say that Pinhead is trying to stop Vigo from stealing babies and birthing himself into the world. Maybe he wants that baby.
Yeah, because Pinhead wants that baby to eat.
Yeah, he just eats them.
A snack.
I think that's known lore. That's part of the canon of Hellraiser films, is that Pinhead likes to eat babies.
Yeah. Actually, if you've never read the Scarlet Gospels, I highly recommend it because it takes you into into Pinhead's kingdom.
What do I look like, Jared Collins?
I got time for that.
But anyways, you know what? Screw it. I'm going with Pinhead.
Pinhead.
Yeah, such a good waste of suffering if you don't.
Yeah, he's still the champion, guys. I don't know what to do. Like, we got to get him out of there, right?
You do a bracket and don't have him in it. That's how you get him out of it.
But he's still the champion.
Two brackets now. Let's do 2 more brackets and then face that winner against Pinhead.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Not tonight.
You know what you should have done, Frank, is put the guy who actually beats him from the book in the because he's in a movie too.
Oh yeah, that's
the guy from.
Don't you just have to solve a puzzle? Don't you just have to rub your thumbs just right on a box to make him go away?
I don't know. I haven't. I can't follow those movies, so I don't know.
Have you ever seen The Lord of Illusions?
Yeah.
Okay, the guy that's Harry in that's the main character.
Yeah.
He beats Pinhead in the last book.
Oh yeah.
He has to go into hell and basically wake up the god of hell to kill Pinhead.
So it can be done.
It can be done. And when the god wakes up, he destroys Pinhead's entire kingdom and kills him. Well, they lead you to believe he's dead, but I think they've left it like
all right
to do one more book. Well, I'm sorry, I just was saying there is a way to do it, but it's very involved.
Who's going to do that though?
Yeah.
How do you trap him in the box? Can't you just trap him in the box?
The box is the portal to the world.
Rub it.
So all the box does is shut the door to where he lives anyways. It's not like you're doing anything. So it'd be like if I walked out of my apartment and locked myself out. I'd be like, drag.
Imagine like if 2 basketball teams were playing against each other and one of those teams just could rub a box and make the other team disappear. Would they not just win automatically? Because that's a good way to win.
Because they didn't play the game.
Yeah. By forfeit, though. I mean, the refs like looking around like, where'd they go?
Winners.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
And we are back with more from the Undying Obsession. Now, a lot of bands in your genre can be rather angry in their lyrics, raging against the unfairness they perceive in the world, or battling addictions within themselves. Many using the monster within metaphor. But as heavy as your sound is, a lot of your songs are actually uplifting, actually, at least in my opinion. Sloth, which is on volume 1, is encouraging the listener to get up and try and make something of yourself. That you are the one in charge of your own destiny. And there are some songs you guys have that are about betrayals. But in a way, like Terrible Liar, which is my favorite from you guys, is to me about the person coming to the decision to never let this person hurt them ever again. There's anger there, but the person isn't allowing it to consume them, and it's not the main focus of the song. Is this done on purpose? I mean, I really can't find really any negative songs in your repertoire. So is that done on purpose? And
No, it's not done.
No?
Basically, what I write about is my life as I see it. So, as you're talking with Terrible Liar, that was about, actually, believe it or not, my second marriage. And she was not a nice person. And I was telling her that, so I guess it is a harsh song, I guess. But a lot of people take it different ways. But the song was about her, because when I wrote that in 2010, I was going through a divorce. So Terrible Liar is just about my ex-wife being a terrible liar. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
so
I was about to ask if so it's
life
personal experience.
Yes, it was. And Sloth, you were dead on. It's just about somebody that moves through life so slow and doesn't take any initiative to do anything. It's like, get off your ass, save the day, do something. And yeah, you nailed that one perfectly. That's exactly what that song was about.
I mean, and if you look at other groups that play hard rock, like Jekyll and Hyde by Five Finger Death Punch. I mean, that's about battling inside yourself and feeling like you're this dark thing. And I really don't get that from lyrics-wise from you guys, even though you guys kind of have that sound, the heavy, which could be considered kind of dark. It's not a bad critique at all.
Right.
So I like the juxtaposition of the positive lyrics with the heavier sound.
Oh,
so that's personally why I like you guys so much.
Awesome.
That's really why.
Because I don't plan on writing anything in particular. I just write whatever. A lot of these songs were older. The new album actually could have been volume 1, because the few of the songs on volume 2.
Those songs, 4 of the 5 songs are old.
Yeah. 4 of the 5 songs were songs we did in 2010, and we decided we were going to redo them. That's one of the reasons me and Scott started back up, was playing. We said, these songs never got recorded. We think they should. So we're gonna get a new band together, and we're gonna make these songs. And it was one of our goals. But all those songs that we started jamming when we first got together, we wrote 5 new ones, and they were better. At the time we were into them more than we were the ones we set out to do. So that ended up being volume 1. And then we said, well, volume 2, we still need to get our mission accomplished. Pardon the pun, mission accomplished. But we did the songs that we wanted to do, and then we added one that Nathan's bass line with Sunday Drive. And I mean, it worked out perfectly. It it didn't have to be in that order, but it worked out perfectly, and I couldn't be happier with how they've gone. So yeah, no regrets here. I mean, it's a little backwards maybe, but yeah, it's still all good.
Well, I think you were the only ones that would actually know that, unless people knew, your band way back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was about to comment on Sunday Drive because I really like the bass line in that one. Nate, you did a great job on that one. I was going to ask how you guys came up with that one because that's a little bit different.
They just said, all right, it's your turn. Write something. And I just had a big.
Yeah.
Like, I like
That's
that.
why I had to see his face on this one.
Let me add this to the beginning just to kind of give you a little build up and then punch you in the face and then break you back down at the end. Kind of bring it in a little, hit you hard, and then go back out. That was a real fun song to write with them. I think we worked on that one for a while and couldn't get it, and then it just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's happy accidents that make the best music, right?
Oh yes. Numerous times. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Judas Kiss actually.
Yeah. Yeah. The finale song we always play, and we played at Gromie's, was Fluke. We played at practice, and I think we nailed it the first take. And we said that's perfect. And it had everything we wanted. And I think we've played that to end every show since.
Judas Kiss?
Yes. We have played that, I think, at every show. That's our finale so far. So it was just a song that it was written in 10 minutes. So it was like one of those flukes that,
wow,
you just get it, and it happens one day at practice, and you're like, wow, I'm glad we recorded that. We had a recording, or I think, or iPad video of it or something, so we wouldn't forget it. And yeah, it ended up being one of my favorite songs. So this happens like that sometimes.
And it's funny that we've been talking about Sunday Drive because that is going to be the beginning of our next music break here. We're going to play Sunday Drive.
I said, there you go,
yeah.
Nate. Yeah.
Yep. Sunday Drive by the Undying Obsession, and A White Boy Named Marcus by Quoth and Wandering Stars. Only on ZTO Radio.
follow the static and then get to know myself. You see the torment when I'm looking and I have to ask if music's cutting so hard I need a surgical mask. Sure would be nice to sit and stitch it, be a king for a day. I need to get a better weapon, find a silk switchblade. You hear that tick tick tock? Life of a clock. Digital video love. You got that TV dub. Who's Marcus? Who's Marcus?
Oh yeah, I heard of that dude. Spectre drops him like a trapdoor. You need a damn forensic sideshow, see how deep he can go. Like every branch on every tree, he leaves you searching for the sun. Is he an introvert? Yeah, maybe, but you'll hear him through the drum. I got some info from this guy, I know they killed him in the ship. So you better watch your step, like next snap, neck, don't wanna end up dead. Next day, get extra, read about it. GG struck again, getting done down one by one, exactly what my dude said.
Who's Marcus? 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 Who's Marcus?
Stay there. I have the message. Before you find your home in the cloud. Say hello to Mr. Thorazine. Tell him we'll be friends.
Slow down, don't know what you're talking. Hidden agenda, my man.
Well, I see you like a silhouette. The light is left again. Step to the living room. Come through and I will help you find this man. Yes, there's a rumor, so you see there's no reflection. If and why I told a man about the dance, we know it as forensic side.
Yeah, I've heard of that before, so go ahead and say vampire.
Yes, sir, I take offense, now represent no doppelganger of mine.
Who's Marcus? Who's Marcus? Who's Marcus? Who's Marcus?
It's a man with invasion. Make the dance floor drop like a rodeo clown. We gonna make them hips pop. MC 68340 TV16E. Get that fist more fired up and play a song for me. TP 29164 and 9846. Get me down and fire me up. Oh yeah, that exotic kicks.
Who's Marcus? 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 There he is. Deep in the buried thoughts. Look what the inferno brought from the boiler room of God. You must be Marcus, man. Oh no, this wasn't the plan.
Back when I used to play metal, a lot of what I listened to at the time was like In Flames, Arch Enemy, Dark Tranquility.
Oh yeah,
That's
Soil
a huge
Work.
one for me. Both
Yeah.
of those.
Amon
Amarth.
Definitely Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth.
Hey, do you guys mind if I go in the bathroom and smoke some PCP?
Chase a bitch again. I fucked a bad bitch and came on her chin. I fucked a bad bitch and lied to my friends.
more from the Undying Obsession. I always like to ask this question because I always get interesting answers. Do people make assumptions about you guys because of the music that you play? Would people be surprised to learn certain things about you guys?
Who wants to go
Like
first?
I see Scott is a pretty avid hunter.
Yeah, oh yeah. Motorcycles, hunting, fishing, guns, and music. I got a lot of people's like, God, how do you fit all that in your schedule? You know, so I got
Don't
a lot.
sleep, right?
Yeah, keep me busy.
Well, then you're never bored, right?
No, I'm not. That's for sure.
What about you, Mike? What would people say? What? Like,
Yeah,
like that?
Honestly, most people cannot believe I play in a band. And when I tell them I'm the singer, they're even more shocked. They're like, what? You know, you're 350 pounds of steam and conga manga. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a boss at work, and I got to play by the rules. And then they go watch me play, and they're like, well, you're jumping around the stage like a kid. I said, yes, this is my release. This is what I do. This is how I get my aggression out. This is how I get my, you know, this is how I have fun. This is how I get away from the world. So, but 90% of the people I meet, when I tell them I'm in a band, they say, oh, what are you know, country or whatever. They can't imagine the kind of music we play. So when they see it or hear it, they're usually shocked. They're like, I can't believe you do that on stage. It's like, yeah, I don't hold anything back when I'm up there. So yeah, I get that reaction quite a bit. I have for my whole career. It's been 35 years now, and they all seem shocked that I play in a band, especially being a singer. So it's fun. It's fun to mess with people about it.
Fun to break the status quo.
Oh yeah, I'm not Brett Michaels. Yeah, I'm a different kind of front man, you know, and it's like, it's all good.
To me, it's all about stage presence. You can look however you want to look, but if you're boring to watch, then it all goes out the window. So
Right.
You've got really good stage presence, and you know how to be in front of people. That is for sure. What about you, Nathan? Are people surprised that you play in a band like you do?
They do. I'm like Mikey. It's like, oh, you're just more into psychedelic. When I met Mikey, he figured I was a musician. But yeah, it's for me. It's just or people come up and like, wow, that's different.
Yeah, you enjoy defying people's expectations. I think people are more blown away by something when it's not something they expect.
Right.
Definitely.
Would anybody be surprised at any certain interest you guys have? Like, I have a friend who is very hardcore punk, but absolutely loves the Carpenters. I always use that as an example of contrast. So, do you guys have anything like that?
I have one. I know Scott would bring it up if I didn't, but I absolutely love Maroon 5.
Back to my roots.
I don't. It's back to my roots. But I don't know why. I've always, from the first album, I've always liked Maroon 5, and that's my guilty pleasure. That and Fleetwood Mac. I have two, so it's Fleetwood Mac, and it's Maroon 5. So, yeah. Not too many people expect that out of me, I guess.
That's cool though, because you got to find inspiration in everything.
Oh, I love a lot of music, so I mean, I can listen to anything pretty much, but yeah, those two are what I would call my guilty pleasures.
Hey, I feel you, Mikey. I'm huge into Imagine Dragons and Michael Jackson.
Me too. Imagine Dragons. I love them. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, they got good music, and that's, for me, all I listen to is what sounds good to me. Care less what anybody thinks. It usually surprises people. They find that or Michael Jackson. They're like, "You like Michael Jackson?"
Who doesn't?
One guy don't right here. I don't like. Never been a Michael. I'm a Prince fan. Purple Rain all day, but not Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Nathan wants to play some Michael Jackson song about every practice. That's why.
Who doesn't want to cover Thriller?
Well, yeah, but that'll be long.
Oh, not the whole song.
Plus,
No.
Mikey's got to dance for it too. So.
Ooh, Mikey doing the moonwalk.
Oh, yeah.
I would pay to see that, man.
Yeah, I would pay to see that. Probably never gonna happen.
Oh.
No skills.
Just have to practice.
We
believe in him, don't we, guys? We believe he can do it.
Oh yeah, you can do it, Mikey. I got faith in you.
Sure. I'll start practicing tonight. How's that?
Okay. I've got that on video as proof.
All right.
We're gonna hold you to that.
I will work on it.
I'll get you the white glove.
Yeah, you need the glove.
I'll have my son.
Oh man. Yeah, you got to work on your high pitch.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Hey, see, he's got a pretty good start there. Well, on that strange note, I guess that'll about do it for us for tonight. I want to thank the Undying Obsession for coming and hanging out with us. This is Carrie Meyer signing off for ZTO Radio, reminding you to always stay indie. We do have 2 more songs to end the night. We are playing my very favorite, Terrible Liar by the Undying Obsession, and Sync by The Out, only on ZTO Radio.
Well, I can truly see the depths of all your lies. You've got that look up on your face. The way you operate is such a damn disgrace. Say you wanna be with me. Well, just how stupid would I really have to be when I can't believe a word you say? And if I could, it wouldn't matter anyway. You are a terrible liar, and I see right through. See right through. Crocodile tears, and you led me to believe that